Hello, everybody. It's James. Lookforbob.com. Coming to you this week, and I'm bringing you some information that I just picked up on, and it's kind of answering the question: did the George Floyd marches and the protests actually have an influence on things that are going on in the business world, things that are affecting black-owned business? So again, this is James. Lookforbob.com, bringing you your best information, your latest information about black-owned businesses. So lookforbob.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter, and definitely you can find us on the web. So here we go. So the story goes, the George Floyd marches and their financial impact. So we all know about the George Floyd marches and the thing that we had influence on our community. And we definitely felt the outreach of people trying to come out, step forward, and pay. But on a larger scale and even bigger than that, there's some information that's coming out that shows that large banks such as Bank of America, Chase, and Citigroup all teamed up to have and to finance and give special terms to black-owned suppliers in something called supply chain financing. I had never heard of supply chain financing, but this is something that's opened up and given new opportunity by these banks for black-owned businesses. So, first of all, supply chain financing. Supply chain financing is when you have a customer, large customers typically, dealing with large banks such as these. So these businesses have their suppliers. So their suppliers will sell them a product, sell them an invoice. Let's say it's a $10,000 invoice. On this $10,000 invoice, whereas they may have 30, 60, 90, 180-day terms, you have a supply chain financing where you have a bank such as Citigroup, Chase, Bank of America that steps in and pays the supplier. Now, the benefit of this is the supplier gets paid sooner. So, as opposed to having to wait for their 30, 60, 90, 100, 120, 180 days, whatever terms may be, they get paid sooner. So, let's say they get paid in a week. Half of the year, the number that they've done is $12.7 billion in supply chain financing. And that number's up 3.6% over last year. So let's say you are a supplier, you're a contractor, you do work with Boeing, let's say you do work with Coca-Cola, so you do work with T-Mobile, you do some work with some of these larger companies. There's some opportunity right there for us all right there. You can go out and you can probably get some better terms. Let your customers know that you're aware of supply chain financing, and then maybe there you'll be letting them know about something that they didn't know about, and give you all some opportunity because they win as a customer because they become more attractive because they're known for paying their bills on time. And everybody knows that that's a good thing. It's something that's always favorable when you pay your bills on time. Now, supplier diversity is a hot topic, and it's been a hot topic, and it's being brought up by a lot of people because we know, and it has been determined and seen, that supply chain financing is a hot area, and supplier diversity is so important. So, as opposed to companies looking to continue to do business with people that they've done business with before, having some supplier diversity. But with that supplier diversity also becomes some supplier responsibility. So, as a supplier, you have to make sure you're prepared to be onboarded into these programs. Now, these programs in the past have been paper intensive and had kind of been a little bit of a barrier for a lot of black owned businesses to get access to. But now, with things being online because of COVID, there are opportunities for a lot more businesses to get involved with becoming suppliers for some of these larger companies. So maybe you haven't been a supplier for a large company. This could possibly be your end. This could be the opportunity that you could find to go out and supply your product to a large company that could use something that you have and be aware of and come with some education and come with some knowledge of your own where you can go to them and talk about supply chain financing. 50%, nearly 50% of white owned businesses got approved for loans that they applied for. The number was 39% for Asian owned businesses, 35% for Hispanic owned businesses. And here we come, bringing up the back. 31% of black owned businesses were approved for loans. So These are numbers that we felt we've always understood, we always knew about for many years, but banks are actually addressing, taking a look at the data and coming up with the ideas of how they can address it and do things better to try to even the playing field and getting financing for black-owned businesses. Because we know that that's what's going to get things moving in the economy, is not only having customers to come through the door, but the financing to make a black-owned business go further than what it's went before. Having enhancements in technology, having a better understanding of the marketplace, having a better ability to go out and reach their market in a more efficient manner. And then maybe there you'll be letting them know about something that they didn't know about and give you all some opportunity, because they win as a customer, because they become more attractive, because they're known for paying their bills on time. And everybody knows that that's a good thing. It's something that's always favorable when you pay your bills on time. Once again, this is James. Lookforbob.com. Check us out. We have the latest information about black-owned businesses nationwide. That way that you can stay abreast of what's going on, find black-owned businesses, patronize, rate, review, give surveys, answer surveys, give some information back, and we're going to be able to put all this information together, and we're going to give back to the black-owned businesses. We're going to empower the consumer when you're going to shop at black-owned businesses. So we're going to continue to lift each other up. I mean, we're going to use our money, and we're going to come together as a financial group in a community. So go to lookforbob.com, find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter. We're everywhere you need to be. So check us out there and find out and go out and look for Bob today. Lookforbob.com.